had this Frankenstein sneaker on the market for about 2 years. And now that we're getting a second version, it actually makes less sense than it originally did. We have the box, exactly the same as the originals came, the pine greens. You've got this glossy sail look. You've got this gray Jumpman with the flight text. Same color scheme as the current Nike SB boxes, so that's exactly what they're playing into. You get the Nike SB and Jumpman branding on the corner over there, which is pretty dope. But of course, we're here for the sneakers, and that is... the Jordan 4 Nike SB Navy. So here we have them with surprisingly more differences to the original pine greens than I initially expected. Now, of course, we'll get into all of that in just a second, but I do want to give you guys some release details because these are right around the corner, kind of. So as of right now, these are supposed to be dropping March the 18th. However, what I've heard online is that that release date is just for skate shops. So that's typically how a lot of SB releases go when it comes to dunks, is a lot of skate shops get them, but the actual Nike sneakers app release for this pair of shoes is apparently going to be in April at some point. We don't have a specific date in April, but as always, I'm going to update the description with the official information as soon as we get it. So depending on when you're watching this video, it'll be down there. Now, the retail price is exactly the same as the original pine green pair, coming in at $225, making this, in my opinion, more of an oxymoron, or at the very least, just a questionable purchase for a lot of people. The idea behind this pair of sneakers is basically merging Nike's two biggest sub-labels, Jordan Brand being for basketball and Nike SB obviously being for skateboarding. Now, conceptually, I think that makes perfect sense. I think culturally, basketball and skateboarding as sports just play a big factor in sneaker culture in general. So to bring that all together into one singular pair of shoes, it makes sense, at least on paper, right? Well, here's where this pair of shoes kind of stops making sense for me. From a practical standpoint, this is still a pair of Jordan 4s, so no one's seriously playing basketball in them anymore. And for skaters, even though this pair of shoes has a lot of those alterations made to it to make it more of a skating shoe, it's still $225. And that's just if you're lucky enough to get them for retail. If not, you're gonna have to look to the resale market, which is like double the price. And skaters, they destroy their shoes. And that's why so many skaters opt for shoes like $100 Dunks or like $50 Vans. But then on top of all of that, at the end of the day, even if you decide to spend that $225 on this pair of shoes, it's not like you're buying a sneaker built from the ground up specifically for skating. You're buying a bulky, modified retro basketball shoe. So yes, you can skate in these and they are going to be better than your regular Jordan 4s, but they won't have anything super special that would make you choose these over something that's actually made for skating. So to boil this pair of shoes down, the perfect person to buy this pair of sneakers is a sneakerhead, or just someone who's a fan of Jordan 4s. And that's when it starts making a lot more sense, because if you're someone who likes Jordan 4s, you're a sneakerhead, these do end up being a lot more comfortable than your standard Jordan 4 and do have some significant upgrades. Starting with the softer leather that they put on the entire upper. So you feel it, it's softer, it's nicer. I'm not gonna say it's necessarily better quality, but it definitely feels better when you're wearing these as opposed to some of these stiffer leather shoes. And again, that is pretty common when it comes to Jordan 4s. These also come with a more accurate shape to the original Jordan 4s from 1989, but I think the most visually and physically obvious change that they made to this is the beefed up padding that you find around the ankle area and on this tongue. And I think that's one of the biggest factors that leads to these being more comfortable. It's just the more padding. They also made some alterations to the midsole of this pair of shoes. So they've got a slightly softer foam. Again, like, Jordan 4s are not known for, nice cushioned midsoles, so don't expect that. It's just very, very slight. They also removed the air unit that was in the forefoot of the shoe. You could never see it, but it was there. But now with this one, they've removed it. And that's just supposed to kind of improve board feel for people when they are skating in these. Underneath, they've reworked the outsole, so you've now got a slightly softer rubber, so that can kind of grip a lot better. And then, of course, you have the addition of a gum outsole specifically around the back and on the toe. Now, they've also made some adjustments to the fit of these. You've got a slightly more tapered shape around the toe box, and the toe box is also go ever so slightly wider. Now, I personally still go true to size with this pair of shoes, and it fits me just fine, but I have heard some people go a half size up and say that that fits them perfectly just because of all of the extra padding. So I would kind of use your current fit with a pair of Jordan 4s as the guide. If those feel somewhat tight, maybe you want to half size up because these are probably going to be a fraction tighter. Everybody's foot is different, but at the end of the day, this is still essentially a Jordan 4. And even though on paper there is a ton of little minor changes, all of them are so small that it doesn't make a massive difference. But what I think the single most impactful change that they made with this pair of shoes is all of the softer rubber that you get. I think that's one of the best and coolest changes that they've made. So now, instead of all of the hard plastic that you typically get with Jordan 4s, everything on here that was previously plastic is now a super soft rubber material. So you feel that especially for this pull tab, it's just super pliable and soft. Same thing with the wing flaps around the side, also incredibly soft. The eye stays as well. It just makes the shoe feel a little bit more modern and just a little bit more thought out, because now you don't feel like you're caged in a bunch of stiff plastic. You kind of feel the rest of the shoe with the soft leather all moving, and it just feels like more of a shoe. Now, of course, you get probably the reason a lot of people are gonna buy this pair of shoes, and that is literally just the Nike SB branding on the back. I mean, I gotta be honest, I love this. I think it's so cool, and obviously the fact that it's just on this and the pine green colorway, no other Jordan 4 has ever had this, that just makes it a little bit special and a little bit cool. Now, if we bring it back to the original, the pine green versus the midnight navies for just a second, I do want to discuss one change that they made, which I'm actually not that happy with. Now, it is super subtle, like you blink and you're gonna miss it. So if you put them side by side, you can see that on the pine greens, on the originals, they had this really cool, just slightly off-white color to the entire upper. Now, this has been done away with on this navy colorway. You can see that they've exchanged that just for a solid white color. Now, I get that this is not going to be a big deal for most people, but when I look at these side by side, I just love the way that this sail upper looks. And I really wish that they added it to this pair. I think it would have just made it feel a little bit more premium. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe they did actually test it and they decided to go with the white because it played better with the navy, but I'm not really convinced. I feel like they should have gone with a sail. Now, the only other difference between these two would be the outsole. So as you can see, the pine greens come with a little bit of a darker gum area. So you find that on the back and the front. This one is a little bit lighter, which honestly, I'm not entirely sure which one I do prefer, but you could definitely notice this gum outsole a lot more when you're wearing them. So maybe if you were like a hardcore, anti-gum outsole person, then maybe you're gonna have a little bit of an issue with this because it's a little bit brighter and it's a lot more noticeable. But everything else is exactly the same. You still got all of the red accent colors that you found on these. So that goes for the Jumpman on the tongue, the branding on the bottom of the shoe, the air unit inside, which you can peek, that's all red. And inside the actual insole is also red. But other than that, I don't know. Which one would I take? I mean, it's a very close one. I think initially I was like, yo, the pine greens but in navy, I would take that any day. But there is just something so clean about this pair of that sail upper with the green accent. I might have to give it to these. Let me know which one you would take. Now, I guess a good time to bring up future colorways of the Jordan 4 Nike SB is right now. So this potentially could be the final version of this pair of shoes that we ever see. So you may have seen the University Red colorway floating around. That was something that was actually rumored to release alongside this pair and kind of, have like two different options. Turns out that's a friends and family pair that is not going to have a public release. Now, personally, I always assumed that because this Nike SB Jordan 4 shoe was so popular, Jordan Brand was just going to pump out colorways every single year. But rumors have been circulating online that Jordan Brand is actually going to be completely ending this collaboration. And that's just because Jordan Brand is essentially going to be creating their own skating label. Now, this actually might make a lot of sense, and I think it's something that we've seen Jordan Brand kind of put into practice. Two of the shoes that come to mind would be the Jordan 4 RM and then the brand new Jordan Flight Court. Both of those shoes are kind of marketed as skating / biking shoes. And I think either one of those would technically be better options for skaters than these would. I mean, the Flight Courts cost $100. The Jordan 4 RMs are like, what, $140, $150? So I think those would be a lot easier to kind of justify cooking them if they cost like half the price of these. So if that is the case, Jordan Brand does actually stop making these SB4s, then I think, you know what, I'd be kind of okay with that. Sure, I think maybe some other colorways could have been cool, but there's only so much that you can can do with this. I think they kept it pretty nice with these two options, both phenomenal colorways. But knowing Jordan Brand, I think the hype factor that these two shoes have is just so crazy. Jordan Brand would be a little bit unlike themselves if they decided to just stop making them. Either way, let me know what you think about the Jordan 4 Nike SB navy colorway. Are you going to be going for them? Is this a must-have for you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And hey, if you want to see these are upcoming. They're dropping in May. The white cement Jordan 4s. If you want to see a little review on them, just click that video right over there.